You're such an asshole.
Hey everybody, the old captain here. We're going to do a Clarey Test request on two people, Tim Walz and Collin Peterson. These are both state congressmen. No, they're national congressmen, I think. We'll find out. They're politicians here in Minnesota. Hello, Aaron. I would like a Clarey Test for the congressman in Minnesota, Tim Walz and Collin Peterson. I find that these two congressmen are fairly unusual when it comes to Democrats. They have consistently high ratings from the NRA and do not necessarily toe the line when it comes to liberal voting patterns. More Collin Peterson, who, for example, voted against the ACA. I don't know what it is. As someone who lives in rural Minnesota and falls the conservative libertarian spectrum politically, would it be better for someone like me to vote for a politician like Collin Peterson due to the fear that if he's out, the Democrats might eventually succeed at putting in a full-blown leftist that could be guaranteed or be far worse, or should I have faith that the Minnesotans outside of the Twin Cities will never vote in someone too far left from Jeff? Well, you know, think about the Iron Range, all these idiots what was his name? Oh, he was a borderline socialist, I forget, and he was a local politician. He may not even be alive anymore. But those people in the Iron Range who haven't had jobs in decades, we're going to take our job, they would, even though we like to like the union Democrats because they actually have a real job, those guys would vote in a cultural leftist because they don't care. It's the government, the corporation taking our jobs. And yeah, if you have someone who is a conservative Democrat, you know, an traditional old school Democrat, would you want him in there as opposed to a leftist Republican? Sure, I really don't care what the party name is that they happen to run under. I care to see how they vote. And so if you can look at their voting patterns and you can say, yeah, they do vote conservative even though they run as a Democrat, fine. That's what we're going for is the way they vote. But honestly, I don't trust Democrats. I just, if you're in the Democrat Party, you want to be conservative. I don't know what you're still doing there. If you're a conservative individual and you're just, well, I'm here for the little people. Yeah, time to wake the fuck up and start figuring out where your alliances really are. And if you're John McCain, go join the fucking Democrat Party, okay? If you're gonna, hey, we're gonna sell milk, be milk. We're gonna sell rocks, but don't throw rocks in with the milk and milk in with the rocks, which is a horrible analogy. So let's resort to the old school Clarey Test. And look at this, the 4-question test, Tim Walz. And we're going to see if I even trust these guys. Tim Walz, U.S. Representative. All right, let us go to, where's this Wikipedia page? There we go. Born 1964, American politician and a member of the Democrat Farmer Labor. That's our Democrat Party, we call them the DFL. Who served in the House of Representatives in the 1st Congressional District since 2007. District comprises the state's southern end, running along the entire border with Iowa, includes Rochester, Austin, Winona, and Mankato. I wonder if he gets a lot of liberal schools. There's schools down in Mankato, at least. I think Winona. Retired Command Sergeant Major on the Army National Guard. Okay. Walz is the highest ranking enlisted soldier ever to serve in Congress. A moderate Democrat, he was first elected in 2006, defeating 6th-term Republican incumbent Gil Gutnick. He has since been reelected 5 times and serves on the Agriculture, Armed Services, and Veteran Affairs Committee. Walz also says that he would not. In 2017, Walz announced that he would not run for re-election in Congress and instead running for governor of Minnesota. All right, well, he's more honest than Dayton, I'll tell you that. I'd rather have him than Dayton. Okay, born in West Point, Nebraska, son of Darlene and James, son of a public school administrator and community activist. See, okay, not good, not a good sign, not a good sign. I don't know if his mom or dad was the community activist, but dude, you're a community activist in your World War II generation? What the fuck? So he doesn't come from money, so that's good. So he's not rich. So that's good. He doesn't get a point on the Clarey Test. That's a good thing. Remember, you don't want points on the test. Graduate Butte High, 25. Bachelor of Science degree in social science. Oh, Shadron State. Oh, Shadron. Oh, I've been to Shadron. What the hell were you studying social science in Shadron for? He gets a point there. Yeah, and then Walz's first teaching experience was at the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation, and accepted a teaching position, World Teach. So that's not real work. I'm sorry it isn't. Working at Pine Ridge Indian might be interesting, but teaching is not a real job. So he's got a bad degree, so he gets a point there. He enlisted in the Army National Guard in 1981, and over the course of his 24-year-old command sergeant major in 1980. Deployment, operate. So he does have real-world working experience. And what is he doing now? So I'm wondering if he... it looks like he was pretty full-time with the military then, if he got deployed. So he ran in 2006. Moderate from day one. Card on this, 62% of the vote. Yeah, I like him. And what is he doing today? He's in the House of Representatives, and this is what you'd like to see. I may disagree with his choice of career, but this is what you'd like to see: someone who served their time, did their duty, military or not, worked, and then once you're older, then you run for Congress. So he's been in there for 10 years. I normally would say that doesn't count as real work, but you are allowed to be a statesman for a certain amount of time. If you're like Nancy Pelosi or Bernie Sanders and you've just been sitting there with your thumb up your ass the entire time and never had any intention of working, then I'd award him another point. But I'm not going to give him a point for that. So far, like if he kept running, like let's say he ran for governor, he did 3 terms, and then I'm going to run for a 4th. It's like, get the fuck out, okay, just go retire now. But so far, no, I mean, I respect the guy. He's got a point of 1. That's not bad. 100% rating from Planned Parenthood, from the ACLU, from the American Immigration Lawyers Association, AFL-CIO, Teamsters, and now received single-digit ratings from the National Taxpayer. See, that's right, yeah, Citizens Against Government Waste, American Tax Reform, Freedom Works. U.S. Chamber of Commerce gave him a 25% rating. 7th most bipartisan member. Jobs economy despite Walz against bailouts that loan taxpayer money large banks. Walz did vote with the American Recovery Act. Education, was a public school teacher for 20 years. He opposes using merit pay for teachers. Yeah, see, he is a Democrat. He's a socialist. He may be a good, well-intended guy. I mean, he's honest. I'll give you that. But it's like Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders was honest, too, about being a socialist. So, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't vote for him. I mean, well, okay, I can't say. It depends on what idiot the Republicans throw up there. So, yeah, I mean, honest, but a socialist. I don't know. Collin Peterson, let's look him up. But he still gets a 1. Do I trust him? Yeah, I trust him to do what he says. And he says he's going to jack up your taxes. He's a social. But yeah, okay. Collin Peterson. Okay. This is a little bit different. He's been in there since 1991. Okay. Collin Peterson, American politician, member of the Minnesota Democrat Farmer Labor Party. U.S. Representatives from Minnesota 7th Congressional District, the most senior representative from Minnesota, serving since 1991. What the fuck? All right, so this guy does get a point for what's he doing now. He's sitting on his fucking ass not working. He's just been, so how old is he? Born in 44? So 64, if he was in his 30s, did I do the math right? Upper 30s when he, what's 91 minus 44? Honest to God, he used to be able to do math. 91 minus 44. He's 47. Okay, but Jesus Christ. Go home, retire. Let's get out of there. Most rural district includes the western area state, Moorhead, Fergus Falls, Bemidji, Detroit Lakes, Thief River Falls, Wilmer, Marshall, and Alexandria. Early life education. Okay. Born in Fargo, grew up in Banker, BA. So a BA is worthless, so he gets a point there. From 1977 to 1986. So he's been in fucking office since I was born, for God's sake. Oh, get this fucking guy. He gets a point. This guy has no real world working experience. Majored in stupid shit. Did he come from money? You go to their bio. Oh, I come from family values and we're working hard and my parents. This is the House website. Oh, he was in the military service. All right. He was in the United States Army. National Guard. All right, I got to give him. Okay, I got to give. He gets a point because he's not doing anything. He's just been a career politician. He does have real world working experience. He has a worthless degree. I wonder if it just comes from money. About me. Congressman grew up on a farm near Gladden, was educated in local public schools, graduated in a double major in business administration and accounting. Well, why do they say you get, BA, business and administration? All right. Okay, we got to take that back. He does have a real degree. He also served in North Dakota National Guard for 6 years before being elected. He was a certified public accountant, business owner. All right. See, why isn't that on his fucking Wikipedia page? So, he doesn't come from money. He has a real degree. He has real world working experience. I can't give him a point because he does have real world working experience, but he's been in fucking Congress and politics since forever. And what's he doing now? That's where he gets the point. He's not really, unless he's still a CPA. He was a certain business. He's also served 10 years state senate. He's a musician, pilot, in Congress. Yeah, what's he doing? He's a career politician, so he gets a point. So, yeah, I know, good old homeboy. He has real world working experience. I just detest how he's been sitting in there that long. That I really don't like. I really don't like that. So I trust Tim Walz before I trust Collin Peterson, like where I had to get the same score, 1 point, which is very good. I'd rather hang out with Tim Walz, even though I may disagree with him politically, and I trust Tim Walz more than I would Collin Peterson, simply because Tim Walz has been sitting there being a career politician. Should I have faith that the Minnesotans outside Twin Cities will never vote in someone too far left? No. Minnesotans are sheep. And then you had another question. Okay, here's the follow-up question. I recently found out that Tim Walz's seat is going to be open due to him wanting to run for governor of Minnesota in the next election. While I'm not living in that district, I find that the question of whether or not it is better to vote in a more conservative Democrat than risk a far left one in the future to be a more important question if it will cost more. But here's the problem, and you have every right to worry about this, but the entity that's putting you, the people that are putting you in this position, who do I choose, a conservative Democrat or a far left one, is the Republican Party. They are incompetent, and I just don't mean here in Minnesota. They are an incompetent group of Keystone cops. They are morons. And if they cannot find a conservative Republican who runs on traditional family values or whatever the farmers want, and they're not going to give you a choice, yeah, then I guess you got to, your choice is a far left or a conservative lefty. And that's not a good choice. But yeah, assuming the Republicans run an idiot, which they might, but don't. I have plenty of faith in the Republicans to screw things up. Yeah, if you got a choice between a leftist Republican, a far left kooky candidate, and then a conservative Democrat, I would go with the conservative Democrat. But that Tim Walz guy is not a conservative Democrat. I mean, compared to Democrats, he is conservative, but he's not a conservative. It's not on his voting record, not based on how many people rate him and like him. So anyway, all right, that's it. I gotta go into Wisconsin, the other Midwest state, unfortunately for a funeral. So I will catch up with you kids later. Might get some asshole consulting done from the hotel. Toodles.